Hey, it's Sick Boy from the Gaminganarchist Collective, and we all know that gaming journalism is by and large a piece of shit. It's been something that's been going downhill for many, many years. Many of us have been commenting on it for quite some time about what shady motherfuckers they are. Whether it is promotional content, whether it is nepotism, whether it is all kinds of fucking bullshit practices, slagging off your audience, propaganda, just being a bunch of douchey fucks, where most of their award ceremonies and things are done internally. For example, the UK Gaming Journalism Awards. Holy shit, the most nepotistic thing you will ever fucking see. Oh Christ. Anyway, on the back of the Society of Professional Journalists in the US having the SPJ Airplay discussing about how video game journalism is working, how its ethics are there any ethical breaches? Lo and behold, there's a fucking ton of them, and they acknowledge that. Now they invited to come forward and see what they could do to help. One thing they came up to do was they have announced the first SPJ Gaming Journalism Award Ceremony, called the Kungles. Now that's based on Bill Kunkel, who was one of the first gaming journalists. I believe he started his first magazine, I think in 1981, and his family have allowed his name to be tied to this event, since he is a pioneer of the industry. Genuinely, I think this is a really positive move. I really, really like it. I like the fact that this is going to be dealt with and is going to be judged by external individuals who are going to judge journalistic merit. Not are you in the in crowd, not is your hair pink enough, not do you hate gamers enough, oh no no, are you any fucking good? So, I'm going to do a quick breakdown of the categories, give you a bit of the information, so that you can choose, or not, to do something about it, and see where we go from here as gamers, to move on from basically some of the press just being a bunch of cunts. Okay, right, so here you can see the website, you can see the breakdown, as I mentioned before. Who is Bill Kunkel? As I said, he helped invent video game journalism. New York Times declared in his obituary he co-published the first gaming column in 1978, co-founded the first gaming magazine, Electronic Games, in 1981. Glad I could remember that. His family has lent the name to the awards, as I said. Now, the deadline for nominating this, as again you can see on this page, is before midnight next Valentine's Day. So that's Sunday, February the 14th. And there are some categories here that they have listed, which I'm going to go through briefly so that you can have a bit of an understanding about what we're looking at here and what they're looking for. First off, excellence in news reporting. One story or up to 3 stories on a single topic. News can be breaking, reporting on something that's just happened, in-depth, studying a topic by surveying all sides, or investigative, digging into a topic by uncovering previously unknown facts. No one kind is considered superior by the judges. Excellence in feature writing. 1 story or up to 3 stories on a single topic. A feature can be a profile, an in-depth look at one person, a Q&A, a verbatim interview of one person, or a colour piece, a descriptive put you there story. Excellence in news, video or streaming. 1 recording of no more than 1 hour. See description above. Can be edited down from a longer stream. As with written submissions, judges expect multi-sourcing. Excellence in feature video streaming. 1 recording of no more than 1 hour. See description. Can be edited down from a longer stream. As well as written submissions, judges expect multi-sourcings. Excellence in photography, illustration or infographic. 1 photo, original illustration or infographic. Visuals are a crucial part of journalism. Submissions should stand alone as visual elements, but also complement any text surrounding them. Submit with any supporting text as a separate file so judges can focus on both elements. Right, so let's just quickly have a look at the judging section. Right, so all judges are going to be professional journalists working outside of gaming. I think this is the really important point, outside of gaming. This is not a clique issue, but they have varying degrees of knowledge about it. Judges will write comments about the winners, which will be posted, and the winners will be announced. Okay, they're judging on accuracy. Don't trust, but verify. I wish there was a group that used that term. This covers everything from spelling names correctly to ensuring all claims are indeed facts, and if they can't verify those facts, admitting as much to your readers so they can draw their own conclusions. Balance. Give all sides their say. It's called multi-sourcing. No award-winning report is just one source. Talking to all sides doesn't mean giving them all equal space. It simply means giving them a fair chance to explain their position. Again, if only I could think of an example where the gaming journalism industry has lacked balance. Don't know. It all seems vaguely familiar. Clarity. Explaining isn't easy. The hardest part of journalism or anything is describing complex or technical concepts in plain English. That means no jargon readers won't grasp. It also means weaving background into the story without bogging it down. Verve. Journalism isn't supposed to be boring. You can be accurate, balanced and clear, and no one will read or listen if you're dull and stuffy. You'll need a conversational or even witty writing, speaking style to hold your audience's attention. SPJ Code of Ethics. Last on the list is first for the judges. If you can't apply the principles of the SPJ Code of Ethics that all good journalists do, hell, even the slimeballs who ignore it and even know about it, then nothing above matters. Ho, ho, fucking ho. Right. So, how do you nominate an entry? It's quite simple. They've got a pro forma. So, the link will be in the description field for you, but I'll just show you the brief information here. So, anyone can nominate an entry at no cost, and all entries will be judged by professional journalists. So again, they need to be done by end of February the 14th. So you give a category, then you need to post the headline. Where was it published? When was it published? The link to it, and then optionally your name and your email address. I strongly recommend not a non-spamming shit, because I cannot imagine they're going to be too interested in nameless nominations, frankly. I think that it's probably in your best interest to, in fact, say who you are. So there you have it. I think this is personally very good news for gamers. I like this. I like to see a professional journalistic organisation actually pay some interest to gaming. Actually come forward and say, we're going to judge people on our standards. Are there many of you people out there? So there are some criteria. Those criteria is that these things have to be published during the calendar year of 2015. So they have to be from January to December this year. So obviously there's still room for people to create something that could get them nominated. I personally think that you should look around, scour the internet, and nominate those that you think are deserving of this. There are a lot of people who've worked really damn hard, and really worked hard for gamers and for the benefit of the gamer. That's what I really think it comes down to. I don't think it should come down to who is the highest profile, who is whatever. Ultimately, what's important is journalism has to serve some form of purpose. With regards to gaming, I genuinely feel that purpose is consumer advocacy to an extent. Now, the articles don't have to be consumer advocacy pieces, but they have to be for the benefit of the reader. They can't be self-serving trash. They should be something that is aimed for you to either learn something or just to have a talking point, you know, start a conversation. That's what it's really there for. To tell you something you don't know, or to just show you something that you may not agree with and give you an opportunity to discuss. Again, so I'd be quite wary of people who don't allow any form of communication or dispute on their pieces. I'd say things like a comment section would be quite important. This is just me personally applying my standards. Now, I'm going to have some think about it, and I'm going to put some people forward. I think it's important. I'm not going to say who I'm nominating, because ultimately I don't like the idea of doing that. I think that every person think and nominate who you think's appropriate for this. Who do you think deserves to be recognised by the Society of Professional Journalists for their services to video games journalism? And certainly not, how many articles have you written to suggest that gamers are absolute fucking scumbags? Anyway guys, thanks a lot for watching. Catch you guys later.